what is possible is to actually start to change your relationship with failure, which maybe has already started to happen just by engaging in this talk today. Because just to have engaged in the talk, you had to actually start to do some of this for yourself. You had to actually start to practice within yourself and slow it down and chunk it down so that you could start to gain that greater awareness. And that will start to change your relationship with failure so that you can start to actually embrace it and appreciate it and understand that very frequent, small failure done in a way that allows you to have awareness of the process so that you can digest that feedback will create very rapid growth and learning. Because again, it's an iterative process. So the more iterations, the faster the growth, the faster the knowledge is acquired. And it's not linear. I don't know exactly the mathematics of it. I'm sure there's a mathematics to it, but it's definitely not linear. It compounds. And the big mistake that many people make is that they don't give themselves that. And so they try to take too big of a step, too big of an action, too rapidly, without sufficient awareness. They fail in too catastrophic of a way. It sets them back, and they've made no progress. And they might repeat that same mistake over and over and over, but they get nowhere as a result. Versus the person who applies what I've described today. In the first day, it might not seem like enormous changes. And in the second day, maybe it doesn't seem like enormous changes. In fact, each day by itself does not seem like enormous changes. But over time, it's remarkable. So that if you just take a small step consciously and you embrace that failure as feedback, if you just did one of those each day, then in a year from now, whatever it is that you're taking those steps toward, you will have achieved vastly more than you have in that up to now in your life. And vastly more than almost everybody else will achieve in the things that they're trying to achieve success in their lives, because most people are making this mistake. The ultimate aim is self-knowledge. And that knowledge is gained through this creative process. So in order to achieve that, there's a necessity of failure. And actually, the more frequently you fail in the right way, the better. So if you have the expectation that every action that you take will result in some degree of failure, in other words, feedback, then you can stop holding yourself back. You can realize that failure is actually desirable.